What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm so sorry I haven't put out a video in the last few weeks. I've been trying to wrap up this EP that I started, and this video is actually all about that. It's how I recorded a whole EP in quarantine. Let's get started. So let's talk about what made me actually begin the whole EP. You know, when quarantine started, it was actually one of the greatest things that happened. I was working from home, I was cooking more, I was playing more music, and it was overall just a really good thing. Then, just like everybody else, it started to get boring. And I was working from inside my studio, and it was awesome because I was working in Pro Tools and I was playing more guitar. But at the end of the day, of my workday, I just did not want to be in here anymore. So what did I do? I started to do a cover of this song called "The Chain" by Fleetwood Mac, and it's actually one of my favorite songs of all time, and I've always wanted to do a cover of it. And that's what kind of sparked the whole thing. So with "The Chain," I just sat in here by myself. I programmed all the drums, I recorded all the guitars by myself, and then I actually got one of my good friends, Jordan, who's actually also in my band, to come in and do the guitar solo on it. And then it kind of evolved from there. Me and Jordan were in a metal band back in the early 2010s, so it's like 2011, 2012, and we used to do a lot of metal music. And we wanted to kind of redo all of that old stuff now that we're better at, playing guitar and recording. So we actually took a lot of those songs also and we brought them over here. And we just, before you knew it, we had 5 songs. We did 2 covers, which the other one is Jukebox Hero, and then we have 3 original songs, which is, they're pretty awesome for metal. So some of the gear that we used was actually all the gear that we already had. We didn't actually go out and buy anything crazy to make this EP happen. We wanted to make this so easy and so fun for us that we didn't want any headaches. So the first guitar that I would say was probably a 90% of the EP was this blue Schecter. This is Jordan's guitar. It has Fishman Killswitch Engage pickups, and we actually only used voice 1 throughout the whole thing. And this, yeah, like I said, it was about 90% of the whole entire EP was this guitar. The second guitar that we actually used on this EP was basically the same guitar. It was just the one that I use, which is another Schecter. It's the XXX model, and it also has Fishman Killswitch Engage pickups in it. It's the guitar that I use basically for everything. And what's cool about this is these are actually the guitars that we use in our band. So we just brought them home, and this is what we used. For bass, we actually used this Schecter XXX bass, and it has Fishman Modern pickups. You can kind of see a little trend that we got going here, Schecter and Fishman, awesome. And this is what we recorded the entire EP with on bass. And those are the only instruments we used besides one acoustic guitar that we used in the beginning of "The Chain, but that was it. For leads, for bass, we used guitars that we already had, and we already upgraded way before this EP even started. So for amps, we were gonna use real amps, but then we actually ended up using the STL Tones Will Putney signature plugin, and we used it for tracking. And then when we started mixing the whole entire EP, we just ran with it because it sounded so good. For bass, we used actually the JST Hellraiser plugin for bass, and that was pretty much the tones that we got with that. For drums, we programmed them all with this little MIDI keyboard that we have, and we did it all through Get Good Drums with the Invasion kit. And for vocals, we used a Shure SM7B with my Warm Audio preamp that I have right into my interface and right into Pro Tools, and that was it. So there's not much you can do to actually put out a whole entire EP. So let's talk about what actually made us finish the EP. So before, every time we started the EP, we always came inside the studio with goals that we had. So whether it was we had to finish all the drums, whether we had to finish all of the guitars, solos, vocals, whatever we had to make sure that we did that and we knew what we were doing before we got in here. And that all started from back when I did "The Chain." Before I came inside the studio, I knew, all right, I had to do rhythm guitars today, or I had to do bass, or I had to do some vocals. And it kind of carried on throughout the whole entire EP, even when Jordan jumped on. And we actually did this little dry erase board that actually kept us in check. You can see that we still have some more stuff to do, but it's coming towards the end and it's sounding really awesome. Another thing that I cannot stress when doing this is having fun. Usually when you're recording with a band or even your band, you're around them for so long and there's always so many opinions to go through that it can sometimes not be fun. Not saying that the recording studio is not fun, but it can sometimes, be a little hard. And the one thing that we could not stress more is that we came in here, we sometimes even popped a beer just to sit here and just have a good time. And there was a lot of jokes being told, and we never fought, and we never got into arguments. We tried out every idea, and it ended up being something that we're actually going to continue after the EP is done, just for our other band, just so we can keep the momentum going. Another cool thing that happened during this whole entire process was that I actually learned so many new methods. So I actually took a class from Nolly Get Good, which was probably like the main course that I took on Creative Live, and that helped me out a lot. Plus YouTube. YouTube actually helped me a lot in finishing this EP. I would look up new things, look up new plugin methods, everything, just to make sure that I got the tone that I wanted in this whole entire EP. And that's what's kind of cool. I can say that I left quarantine learning something new, and that's honestly really cool to me. And that leads me into my next point. It's okay to mess up and keep trying again. One of the cool things about recording an EP on your own is you're not on a time crunch. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. So we actually put ourselves on a time crunch just so we can actually finish the EP, since we didn't want to leave the EP undone at any moment. So, but you guys don't have to do that. You can actually sit there and you can mess up, on your track sounds, and just start all over. It's okay to do that because there's nobody over your shoulder telling you that it's wrong or right, and you can keep doing that until you're happy. And that's honestly what's been so cool about this whole entire process for me. That also leads into my next point, is that you need to stay consistent. I know I said you don't have to be put on a time crunch or anything like that, but it is good to set these days and set these goals that you have. So when you come into the studio, everything is work, and you can have a really good time doing it. And you're not, sitting there wondering, what do I have to do next? So what we did is we took a Saturday, every single Saturday for like the last 3 months, I would say, and we knew that was music day. We came in here early around like 1 p.m. and we would work all the way up until 10, and then we would hang out for the rest of the night. That was usually what we did. And there are some Saturdays where we didn't do anything, or one of us went on vacation, or we had gotten so much done the last Saturday that we can take a Saturday off. So that's what I mean by staying consistent, because you don't want to start a project and then not finish it, and then you're always looking at it going, damn, I wish I could go back and finish that. So stay consistent, and then you can get this done. I hope this video did help you, and anything that you have going on during quarantine, whether it's music or something else that you have that you want to leave quarantine knowing that you did. So hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below, and let me know some other things that I could have done to maybe better what I did. And let me know if this video helped you doing anything for your projects. See you next week in the next video, where I actually review a Ibanez guitar that I found at Guitar Center that I could play metal on.